Hey percussion students, in this week's video we are going to learn Seven Nation Army, which is a really fun song by the White Stripes, and it's a really often played song by bands. It goes like this. That's the song. You might have heard it before. So in this week's video, we are going to learn that, and we're going to learn what is called a triplet. So that's what's coming up. So at this point, make sure that you have your music printed out. You have that in front of you. You have your mallets. You have your instrument ready. And I want you to grab a pencil because the first thing we're going to do after we listen to it is label all of these note names. So that's what we're going to do first. After the video is over, I want you to go back to the part of the video that you just watched with the college marching band playing the song, and I want you to try to play along using your instrument. That'll be a lot of fun. So, first, let's just go through and label these note names. First, let's just review the 5 lines of the music staff. Repeat after me. Every good boy does fine on the line. Go! Every good boy does fine on the line. The other one is faces in the spaces. So the spaces 1, 2, 3, and 4 spell out F-A-C-E. So once we know that, then we can start labeling our notes. So here's the first note. All right? We have, it's on the second line, so we go to our rhyme that's the lines, and we have every good. Once we stop on that letter, good, the word good starts with a G, so we can label a G. Now, this next note is also a G. It's on the same spot, and that will be a G for as long as you play your instrument. Now, let's go back to the rhyme. We have every good boy. Well, so the third line is going to be a B, but it's not just a B because we go all the way back to our key signature where we have a B flat and an E flat. So anytime you see a B on the line, it'll be a B flat, and anytime you see an E, it'll be an E flat. So we're going to leave those up right there. So this note, the third note, is B flat. This note, do you remember what that was? It's a G again. So let's go ahead and label that. And then we think, okay, there's 2 ways to do it. Here, we go from a line to the space right below it. Well, when you do that, you can go backwards 1 letter. So you think A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So what's before G? The letter F. The other way to do it, like I said in the beginning of the video, was faces and spaces. We have F-A-C-E, face. F is the first letter of face, and it's the first space. Now, continuing that pattern of going down, what letter comes before F? A, B, C, D, E, F. So we label E. Up. But do you remember what we need to do? It's actually an E flat. And finally, our last note is 1 space below E, so we think A, B, C, D, E. What's before E? And it's D. So, that's the first half of this loop. G, G, B flat, G, F, E flat, D. Now, notice something. In the second half of it, Measure 3 is the exact same notes as measure 1. We have G, G, B flat, G, F, and then it changes. So if I sing it, we have the first half, bum, 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 bum. Second, bum, 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 bum. It just ends a little differently. So the first these two measures are the same, these two measures are different. So let's just go ahead and label those notes. Grab your pencil, make sure that you're doing this, and always be neat. When I was a kid, I had terrible handwriting, and it hurt me later on because I would write something, but I couldn't read it. So it's not actually helpful to me if I can't read the letter that I know. So take 5 extra seconds to draw the letter than you think you need to make it perfect. It's not that you have sloppy handwriting, you just don't take time on your handwriting. There's a big difference. I speak from experience, my friends. Okay, so we have G, G, B flat, G, F. Do you remember what this note was? Actually, we've had all of these notes so far. We have another E flat, because it's the bottom line. It's getting a little small, so this is going to be an F. Yeah, you guys can see that. Here's another E flat on that bottom line. And as before, the space below is D. Now, the rhythms are different here, right? But starts with an E flat, and it lands on a D. The only difference is you have these two notes in between. So now that we have all of our notes labeled, I want you to pause, double check that everything is correct, and then we'll go ahead. Just to review, we have G, G, B flat, G, F, E flat, D, G, G, B flat, G, F, E flat, F, E flat, D. And that's how that works. So now, let's start playing. So in the beginning of the video, I told you that I was going to teach you triplets. And so a triplet is when we play 3 notes over 2 beats. Let me repeat. 3 notes over 2 beats. So let's talk about the time signature. First, we are in 4/4 time signature, which means we have 4 beats in a measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes like that. So now, in terms of the rhythm, I'm going to label the rhythm with a green marker. That way you guys can really understand exactly what it is I'm labeling. So first things first, we're not going to worry about this. We have already learned dotted quarter notes and single eighth notes. So a dotted quarter note is worth 1.5 beats. So this plays through beat 1, and then this is going to be the and of beat 2. So if I snap my fingers to the beat, 1 and. Notice that I didn't say and on the snap, I said it after. 1 and. So now we can talk about this triplet. This starts beat 3. Now, before we talk about it too much, repeat after me. 1 and 3 and a 1, 3. 1 and 3 and a 1 and 3 and a. So there's a definite groove, there's a rhythm, and it feels really like normal to play. You guys will get it. So don't worry about it too much. I just want you to understand what this is saying. So this bracket is just telling us that we are going to play 3 notes over the rest of this half measure. Now normally there would be a half note here, which lasts 2 beats, just like our E flat right there. So what we're going to say is we're going to say 3 and And when we say that, we're going to go 3 and we're going to really kind of say each of these syllables nice and long. Okay? So then, the next rhythm is a little simpler in that we have a quarter note. We have a half note, which lasts for beats 1 and 2. So then this is a quarter note on 3, and we have a rest on 4. Sorry, my arm was in the way. We have half note for E flat, quarter note D, and then a quarter rest on beat 4 that we do not play. So Repeat after me. Sing it. 1 and 3 and a 1, 3. Tap your foot. 1 and 3 and a 1, 3. Go. 1 and 3 and a 1, 3. Go. 1 and 3 and a 1, 3. 1. So, now let's learn it. Before we begin, let's identify our two notes that are going to be flat. So, find your E flat and find your B flat. Now, anytime it's a flat or a sharp, it's going to be one of these up here. Now, if you remember last week's lesson, we are playing in the middle of the instrument right here. So we are starting on this G, right in the center of your instrument. Now, if right here we're on G, right, we go up to B flat. So the B flat that I want you to label, I'm going to use a sticker. I do not want you writing on your instrument. That is only something that Mr. Gibson does. And then, so this B flat is above G, and this E flat is below G. So when we go above, we move to the right, and when we go down, we move to the left. So my two notes are B flat and E flat. So let's go ahead also and figure out what are the other notes I'm going to use. So we start on G, we go up to our B flat, we come back to G, F, E flat, and D. So D, E flat, F, G, and B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5-note song. So you should not hit any C's, this E natural, any A's, nothing like that. So just those notes. So let's go ahead and learn the first half. We have G, G, B flat, G, F. Let's just go ahead and learn this much. 1, 2, ready, go. G, G, B flat, G, F. Now let's say it with the rhythms. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 3 and a. Try that much again. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 3 and a. Great. So we're going to stop right there for a second. If you didn't quite get that, I want you to go back about 30 seconds, review this first measure, and then we'll be ready to move on to this second measure. Let's do that now. So the second measure we're not going to take as much time on because it is a simpler rhythm. We have a half note E, so we need to tap our foot twice through the half note. 1, 3. So we have 1, 3, 4. 1, 3. Notice how on the E flat, 1, 2. There's that second beat. Ba, ba. There we go. So now let's just play that really quick. The D flat is back here, or the E flat rather, to the D. 1, 2, tap your foot, go. 1, 3. Again. 1, 3. Last time. 1, 3. Good. So now let's go ahead and put that on the end of measure 1. Let's just sing it first. 1 and 3 and a. 1, 3. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 3 and a. 1, 3. Again. 1 and 3 and a. 1, 3. G, G, B flat, G, F, E flat, D. Bum, 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 bum. Great. Once more, I want you to stop the video, back it up, and try that much again. But now we're going to go ahead and learn the second half. As I said before, the rhythm of this, or the third measure is the same as the first measure. So if you need a little bit more time on that, I'm not going to spend too much time on the rhythm for this measure just because we already did it. Small, so we have so as I was saying, I'm just going to label this quick. 1 and 3 and a. So then we have another, do you remember this, the term for it? A triplet. Not twins, a triplet. And so we have 3 notes over beats 1 and 2. So all you do is you just have the same rhythm, you just change 3 to 1. So we have, I'll put it up here, 1 and so remember, this triplet lasts for 2 beats. So if we use up 1 and 2, this quarter note will be 3, and then we will have beat 4 that we do not say. So now this is the cooler part of the song. These 6 notes right here. And it's cool because we have the triplets go right from 1 into the next triplet. So we have G, G, B flat, G, F, E flat, F, E flat, G. So repeat after me. 1 and 3 and a 1 and a 3, rest. 1 and 3 and a 1 and a 3, rest. 1 and 3 and a 1 and a 3, rest. So now we can play our notes. Let's quickly review this measure because, again, it's the same thing as up here. All right? G, G, B flat, G, F. I'm going to show you on the instrument. That might be a little easier. We have G, G, B flat, G, F. So then we have E flat, F, E flat, D. So we got to our F. So we're right here. And then we go E flat, back up to F, E flat again, and then we land on D. So let's just practice measure 4. 1 and a 3, 1 and a 3, E flat, F, E flat, D. Try it. 1, 2, ready, go. Ba, 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 ba. Again, 2, ready, go. Finally, if you didn't quite get that, back it up. But now we're just going to do this whole measure 3 and 4. So here we go. We have G, G, B flat, G, F, E flat, F, E flat, D. One and 3 and a 1 and a 3. So the big thing is, guys, if it's a little confusing right now understanding the triplets, I don't want you to worry about it in terms of like the academic, mathematical, technical side. All I want you to know is hitting the right letters and feeling the rhythm. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Even if you don't really understand the rhythms all that much, I just want you to sing along with it, go back to the beginning and listen along to that college band I was playing, and then you'll feel really successful. You'll be right there. So without further ado, we can play this entire song. But before we do, we just have one more symbol to talk about, and this is that repeat symbol. So remember, we have 2 dots that are pointing to the left in the measure, so you go back all the way to the beginning. So what that means is play it twice. You go through, back to the beginning, and you do it again. And if you really want it to sound right, after the repeat, just add 1 final G. Again, just thoughts. Here we go, guys. 1, 2, ready, go. G, G, B flat, G, F, E flat, D. G, G, B flat, G, F, E flat, F, E flat, G. Repeat. G, G, B flat, G, F, E flat, D. G, G, B flat, G, F, E flat, D, G. You hit one G right there at the end. I'm going to do that again so you guys can watch the actual instrument, but I'm not going to say the letters. 1, 2, ready, go. And there you have it. So, at this point, I want you to practice it, get to know it really well, go back to the beginning of the video after a couple days, and try to play along with the Ohio State Marching Band. I miss you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.